Hi everyone, I'm Camilla and I would like to introduce to you the Economics Bachelor program at Tilburg University. So first, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm Camilla, I'm 22 years old and I'm a Dutch student. I graduated from the Economics Bachelor last summer and currently I'm doing the Economics Masters also at Tilburg University. So why did I decide to study economics, specifically at Tilburg University? So first, like when I was in high school, I really liked the economic subjects, and I knew I wanted to do something with that. But every time, like I went to open days, I went to presentations, but it was always a lot of focus on the business side. And then I found the economics program in Tilburg, and I finally found what I wanted because it's a course that focuses more on the economics, and it's not about what happens within a business, how to set up your own business. It's way more. It's all about microeconomics and macroeconomics, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. But it's all about how the economy works rather than how a business works, basically. So another reason for choosing this program is because it is unique in the Netherlands. So what I said before, a lot of programs are about business, but this one is specifically about economics. And that is the only place in the Netherlands where you will have a bachelor's degree fully focused on economics. Besides that, the course is quite small compared to other business courses because you start with around 120 students. Maybe some people will drop out. And then for the tutorial, so this will be for your lectures, like the ones where you're listening to the professor. And then there's tutorials where you're going to make assignments or discuss assignments, and those will be in groups of around 20 students. For me, that was very nice because I came from a high school which was quite small with only around 400 people and, less than 30 people in a classroom. So it was nice for me to not be suddenly in a group of 500 students or something. Besides that, I was really attracted to the fact that the program was international, with international students, because I spent like 9 months abroad and I really enjoyed the atmosphere, getting to know new cultures. And this course is 50 to 60% internationals from around 25 different countries. Besides that, Tilburg University has a beautiful campus. Not a lot of universities in the Netherlands have a campus, so it's rather special. It's very green, it's next to the forest, so you can go for a walk if you feel like it. So I think it's a wonderful place to be. And finally, the group there's projects and homeworks and stuff, and they're usually in groups. So you're not in it by yourself. You can, discuss it with your classmates, which also just makes it easier and more fun, and it makes sure that you're in contact with your classmates from the start. So this study program, I already talked a little bit about it before with the micro and the macro. So the course, or the program is set up a lot around the micro and the macro. These are your foundation. So maybe just like a few familiar topics to have an idea of what you're going to learn. I don't know what your background is and if you've had economics courses, but you can think of some of the basics are a prisoner's dilemma. What happens with your savings? Like how much are you going to save, or how much are you going to spend your money if the interest rate goes up or down, or the savings rate. And other problems or other ideas are, for example, if you got apples and oranges, how many, if you have $10, or I should say euros maybe because we're in Europe, but 10 euros. So, and you've got, the only thing you can buy is apples and oranges. How many apples are you going to buy and how many oranges are you going to buy? So it's very focused on just like how the economy works, how people behave in the economy. So that's going to be your first year, and your second year is going to be micro 1, micro 2, macro 1, macro 2. And then you're going to have some math because the course is quite heavy on math. You have to do some derivatives. That's probably the main thing that you're going to have to do is taking derivatives. Then there's statistics, which is also like math related. You're going to have 2 business courses in the first year. Those are your only business courses. And I think that kind of shows the difference between, you know, economics and business or business economics. So you're going to have those 2 business courses, which is just for you to kind of grasp the basics. And for the rest, you're just going to have micro, macro, economics related courses, econometrics in the second year. And there's going to be some programming because you're going to have to use that for your thesis in the third year. So you can see in the second and the second year, you're going to have intermediate micro, intermediate macro, and then for the second semester, you're going to have industrial economic growth, public sector, and development economics. These are all just a bit more like specializations in a sense. The first year and the second year are like mapped out what you're going to do, which courses you're taking. And then in the third year, you have the chance to switch it up a bit. So in the first semester, you can either study abroad or you can take electives at Tilburg University. Like all the courses that you're taking should be, you know, economics or business related at least. And you have to kind of motivate that these are courses that are useful in what I want to do later. And then in the second semester, you have a choice between 5 courses that you can choose 2 of. And in the first year, we have a mentor program. So you'll have a mentor that's either second year, third year, master student, and they will help you if there's any problems. So I think that that's pretty clear on what courses you're going to take. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about these. So some projects that we do in the first year, there's going to be a role play, which is basically just kind of a debate. So you're going to take the stand of one person or the stand of the other person, and you prepare this in groups again. All of these projects are done in groups. None of it is you alone. Then we've got micro 1 and industrial economics, where we're going to do some experiments. These are going to be in class, and they're pretty fun. It's nice to have something different than just listening to the lecture. So an example can be that everyone in the class gets a role. Either you're a buyer or you're a seller, and then you're going to have your production costs, for example. So if you're a seller and it costs €5 to produce a product, you have to make sure that you sell it for at least €5. Otherwise, you're not going to make profit. And then in the end, when everyone has done their sales and stuff, it's going to be like all the prices and things are going to be written down. And then probably the next lecture or whatever, you're going to try to see if this is actually applicable to what the theory you've learned, if that's actually comparable, the results, you know, is it true that this is indeed the price that we're going to end up with? And then you can imagine all kinds of different experiments with this. So for example, if there's a subsidy or if there's an extra tax, and what's going to happen? And then in micro 2 and development economics, you're going to do presentations and debates. And probably the most fun thing that you're going to do is intermediate macro, a simulation game, which is in the second year, the first semester. And it's a game that you're going to play in class where you are basically a country. So it's on the computer. You are a country and you have to decide what that country is going to do. So you're going to decide how much the country is going to save, how much the country is going to invest in different things, what the interest rate is going to be, all kinds of things, like whether they're going to be trading with their neighboring countries or if they're just, going to be themselves, stick to themselves. And then you've got different groups. So there's different countries and you're all kind of playing at the same time. So decisions that one group makes might have effect on your group. So it's really fun to see how, because it's like it simulates how the actual world looks like, how an economy works. So that's kind of exciting. So then some career opportunities. So with the economics degree, you can do a lot. You can end up in a lot of places. So you can end up in the private or the public sector. It's all, your preference or where you can find the job. So a lot of people end up being an analyst, a consultant, a policy advisor, and this can be done in all kinds of different institutions. So you can end up at a governmental institution, so like your local government or maybe the country government. You can work at a bank. You can become a researcher at university or at, a research facility. Or you can end up in a multinational firm as, for example, a consultant or something. Oh, here also with the career opportunities, it's not career opportunity, but there's some other thing. The university, the study association from the university, ASSET, they organize some trips throughout just studies. And for example, they can, if you want to, you can go to the European Central Bank, which is a place you could potentially end up working, or the European Parliament, and those are very exciting things to go visit. So why economics at Tilburg University? Just to sum up everything that I've just told you, it's unique in the Netherlands because it specializes in economics from the start, and it's not a business course. It's a pretty small course and it's very international. Tilburg University is well known for business management and economics, so we're quite highly ranked. And it's an excellent stepping stone for prestigious masters in the Netherlands or abroad. One final note that I want to bring to you is that the course is very, very quantitative based. So there is going to be a lot of math. You don't necessarily have to be really good at math. You just have to be comfortable with it. You have to understand that there is going to be math. You're not going to get around it. It's just there, but you can practice it. You can, if you really want to do it, I'm sure you can do it. But it's important to know that it's there. I think that's pretty much it. Let me know if there are any questions, and maybe I'll talk to you soon.